How's it going, YouTube? Chris here at my home theater. I got a brand new video for you today. Guys, I want to talk about some things tonight. I watched a video. Well, let me back up. Some of the things that I'm going to say tonight is things that I've been saying all along. And we're gonna have a talk about physical media, new releases, 4K releases. These are things that I've been saying in my reviews and just common stuff that I've been saying. I watched Jeff at Films at Home. He did a video, and I was very interested in what he was saying because he ain't done nothing but repeat some of the things that I've been saying all along about movies. And basically, we're just being too critical of it, or some people are. I'm not being critical of it, and we'll see what we're talking about as we go. I think a lot of movie reviewers are more like movie critics. I mean, it's like Cisco and Ebert. I'm gonna give this one a thumbs down or a thumbs up or something like that. I think we're too technical. We are just nitpicking stuff. I mean, like I say, this is stuff that I've said the whole time. We're nitpicking stuff when actually we just ought to be happy that we got the movies. Prime example is True Lies. Now, people have nitpicked that apart basically because they said it looks like this movie right here. That's Terminator 2. It's my steelbook. I like Terminator 2. I have the steelbook and I got the other 4K version. And I don't think there's only 2 4K versions out. Maybe. I don't know. But I got these 2. They're the same versions. I put this in the other day and watched it. I don't have a problem with it. And I know I'm the minority. And that's fine. But we have it on 4K. And the argument is, here's the argument. And I understand the argument. The argument is we deserve to have the best of the best of the best of the best when we get in a 4K release. We waited this long. It needs to be the best. I agree. But a lot of times, either the studios or whoever's remastering it or in charge of doing it, maybe they don't do the best version. But yes, we still got it on 4K. And I guarantee you, if you put it beside a Blu-ray, this is going to look better. People say, oh, color grading and this like that. Guys, we're getting too technical with this stuff. Honestly, that's the way I look at it. Now, I love watching movies, and I got a big collection. Not as big as some people, but I got a big collection. And I buy movies. I got multiple versions or multiple copies of the same movie. I like John Wick 4. I bet I got 4 or 5 copies of that movie. Just different boxes, different packaging, and stuff like that. And I do that. I got 2 versions of Terminator 2. I got the steelbook and I got the other regular version. But I honestly, we are nitpicking this stuff to death. Well, here's the thing. What if we nitpick stuff so bad, we write comments online, the studios see it, and they just say, well, if they just gonna nitpick our stuff, then we ain't gonna give them a 4K disc. We just go and give them a Blu-ray disc, or we're gonna do this and that, and we don't even get a 4K copy. It could happen. Is it gonna happen? I doubt it, because they're gonna want to make money. But honestly, I feel like we nitpick stuff to death. So this is probably one of the movies that people nitpick. I don't have a problem with it. I quit arguing with people online. And man, the Facebook movie groups are some of the worst people that I've ever seen in my life. I post nothing on there no more. Because I'd post, hey, you just put on there, hey, just got a Walmart pickup day, and 25 comments, it's trash, it ain't worth this. And they'll give a long technical speech about this long looked like it was pulled out of a physics book or something like that. I don't care. I mean, that's gibberish and nonsense to me. I don't care about it. I look at it, and if it looks good, and if it sounds good, now that's where my issue's at a lot of times. Now I want the picture to look good. I do. I want it to look good. I've seen some 4Ks that didn't really live up to where I thought it should have, and maybe at the time it was my display. When I had my other projector, there were some 4Ks I put in because I could what I was doing with my prior setup. I had a 4K player. I had a 1080p projector. Now it was a 5025 UB THX surface. It was a good, it was a good 1080p projector. I was told it was one of the higher ends at the time. But what it would do is I'd had everything set to where it would down, move the quality down to 1080p. But if you put in a Blu-ray versus the 4K would look better. So there was still a better image quality than a standard Blu-ray. But there were some 4Ks I was like, this could be better, that I really need to go back and watch. And one of them was Full Metal Jacket. I just, like I said, I haven't watched it in this setup right here. But on my other setup, that just popped in my head at the one that I didn't think looked good. But I honestly think we nitpicking, and it could be our setups and stuff. I don't know. I know what I watch in my setup. 99.9% of the time, it looks good. Like I say, I have more of a problem with something that sounds like crap. I want it to sound good. But Terminator 2 has always got a bad rap. I'm finna tick people off with this movie. Pirates of the Caribbean. I argue with people. In my living room setup, I put this in. I have a Samsung Q6, one of the QLEDs, and this movie, it looks phenomenal on this projector setup, but on that 65-inch QLED, this movie to me looks good. But people talk so much trash about it. Just pure tea talk trash. It's the worst movie ever. Even all the big YouTube reviewers, all of them, or critics, or whatever you want to call them, they talk pure tea trash about it, guys. And Jeff even said the other day that this right here, more than likely, still looks better than the Blu-ray. Now that's a guy that's got 126,000 subscribers, and he ain't doing nothing but repeating what I've been saying the whole time. Now, he's been in it a long time and stuff like that, and he said he would even buy this, and he said he would even buy that if he didn't have it. I'm just repeating and going a little further along here. But guys, here it is, Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's in Dolby Atmos. Now I'm going to go a step further. I bought this. This is the import of the Pirates of the Caribbean. This is all the movies, every single one of them, 4K, Dolby Atmos. I don't think you can get them on Atmos on Disney Plus, but I'm not 100%. I think it was in 4K, but not in Atmos. I can't remember. But guys, here they are, right here. Here they are. And I think they look good, and they sure do sound good. These movies always, to me, sounded good, even with the old Blu-ray versions. I used to have a box set of the Blu-rays. But guys, we nitpick this stuff to death. Nitpick it to death. And say it's bad, when in all actuality, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And like I said, I know I'm going to lose a bunch of people with talking about this stuff, but I'm just telling you how I feel. I love this Pirates of the Caribbean box set. Like I said, you can't get it over here. I bought it off Amazon, and people say, oh, you waste your money. That's fine. I don't mind. I waste money all the time. I buy stuff, whatever, buy movies, duplicate copies. I don't care. I got it, and I like it. And that's my opinion, and that's all movie reviews are. Now, we can go from what people say the worst of the worst 4K releases to some of the best 4K releases ever. There's Avatar 2, The Way of Water. I mean, I could put Avatar 1 in here. These are some of the best that 4K has to offer. You have Avatar. You have Titanic, which was my number one, pick last year, 2023, top 4K movie of last year. Image, sound, just freaking amazing. So you can go from some of the good to the bad, but I mean, if you want to get all technical and look and freeze frame stuff, you could nitpick these two movies to death, and the original Avatar, and also some of the, and I didn't bring those boxes in here, but the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Those movies are phenomenal. That I did, and I need to do another top 10, my top 10 greatest 4Ks of all time, and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Those were your top two. I mean, at that point now, it may change now, may change a little bit, but I mean, guys, you can go from the worst to the best. But even the worst is still good when you compare it to what we used to have. I mean, I'm telling you, I've seen people talk trash about the 3 camera, not only True Lies. I mean, there's been a lot of praise about the Abyss and True Lies, but I've heard people, the Abyss and Aliens, of course they're going to talk trash about True Lies, but the Abyss and Aliens, I've heard people try to nitpick them to death, and they look as good as they look better than they've ever looked. Even True Lies. True Lies looks better. I don't care what nobody says. That movie looks good, and it's better than a DVD or a Laserdisc. It's better. So I don't know why people they just want to be movie critics. They don't want to be happy that they got something. They just want to be critics. Now, there's a couple of Blu-rays that I have, and I was trying to remember what did I watch the other day that made it so good. I'm still testing out my subs, so I put in The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Now, that Blu-ray is beautiful, and the sound is probably some of the best Atmos effect sound. It is incredible, and I did a review on it. If you haven't watched it, just look. I mean, I could put a link or whatever, but watch that review. That movie is phenomenal. But the image quality on that Blu-ray, to me, it rivals some 4K. But we don't have a 4K release for it. Why? I don't know. They'll probably do a 4K release, probably a 4K steelbook through Walmart or something like that, and I will buy it because I love that movie. How are they going to improve the image quality from that Blu-ray to a 4K? It looks so good, but I guarantee you, when they bring the 4K out, it'll be better. And here's another one. This is one of my favorite car movies. I got a lot. I got quite a few, but I love this movie. And if you don't have it, get it. And that is Need for Speed. This begs for a 4K release. But guys, I don't know how it can get any better. Blu-ray disc. It's the image quality. I mean, I sit here and I watched this. I just watched this movie the other day. Because I've tested out my system. This movie is just phenomenal. 7.1 DTS HD Max up mixed to Neural X. I mean, it is incredible. The explosiveness or whatever, when the cars come past, it's incredible. And the image quality, to me, for a Blu-ray disc, is next level. It's incredible. But I guess what I'm trying to say is we can look at some of the best Blu-rays, and I'll give you this, Master and Commander. I love that movie. We got a DVD and we got a Blu-ray, and I have them both. Now I'm gonna tell you how I like to watch that movie. Is the DVD. The sound on the DVD is better than the Blu-ray, and the DVD looks just as good as the Blu-ray. Now you explain that to me. Explain that to me. The DVD, in my opinion, is the better way to watch it. When it comes to 4K, I'm sure, hopefully they're gonna bring it to 4K, and I mean, it's gonna look better. It's gonna look better than either one of those. It's opinions. It's how we look at movies. I don't look at movies to try to find stuff wrong. I try to look at everything good about it. And that's what I do. And I guess that's how I rate movies. I try to look for the good in the movie. I mean, yes, we can nitpick stuff. I'm not a movie critic. I'm a movie lover, and I like to review them. I like to talk about what's good. Now, y'all, I know some of y'all say y'all love my rants. When I get a movie that's kind of disappointing, and I'm gonna bring it up for about the 100th time, and that's the Transformers: Rise of the Beast. That movie, it's a great movie, and I love it, but I can't watch it because what's going on the screen ain't matching up with the sound. It's like it's missing the dynamics of the soundtrack. See, and some people say that movie's the best movie they ever heard, and I'm sitting there like, facepalm. What? It can't be. My buddy Frankie, if he watches the video, he may comment. He was over here, I was demoing my system, and I said, man, let me put this. I put the stream in for him, turned it on, and he's kind of look. And then I went and got the disc, I put it in. He said, I see exactly what you're saying. It don't match what's on the screen. So we can nitpick stuff. But that ain't a nitpick. Now that's a full on, they goofed up and they ain't tried to fix it. I wish they would, because it's a Transformers movie. That movie ought to be mind-blowing sound, just like all the rest of them are. But it's not. So I can get on a rant every now and then, but I mean, I look for the good in the movie. The movie has a phenomenal picture. It looks good. It's detailed. The bass is awesome. The dialogue is crystal clear. So I look for the good in the movie, but the dynamic mix of them running on the ground, busting up pavement, it's not there. It's not there. So, that was always a big disappointment for me. But I do think we try to get a lot of people. And like I said, I used to get on the Facebook groups and with these movie groups, 4K Blu-ray movies, and I put on there what I got, and man, it's like people look for something to argue about, and I don't like partaking in that. I steer clear of it. I post my movies on Instagram. So if you follow my Instagram channel, I just picked up. I got K19 in today. My local Walmart. I said it's about dang time. On my Instagram, it's about dang time. Well, I didn't say dang. I said the other word, but I said it's about time. They finally had a big selection of steelbooks, which I'm glad. I've been to quite a few Walmarts here lately, and they're setting up a steelbooks section, which I love it. So I picked up the Creepshow Oppenheimer, because I didn't have the steelbook. I had the Icon edition from Walmart. Yeah, so now I got the steelbook. And guys, I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, that's sad. Oh, Kickboxer. I like Jean-Claude Van Damme. It was just a Blu-ray, but it was a steelbook, man. I mean, hey, I love those movies. But man, they had the label for, and I just don't believe nobody bought them. I think they're probably coming in, or they hadn't put them out. And that's the steelbook for Anaconda and Hollow Man. The Hollow Man has the same cover as the Hollow Man that I bought on Blu-ray, but it's a steelbook, so I'm still going to buy it. So anyway, I know that's kind of getting off on a tangent, But I mean, I'm a movie lover, and I do buy movies, and I do look for the good in the movies. I don't look for the bad. I'm a movie lover, and I like to review them and watch them and try to tell y'all what's good about them. And like I say, if there's something bad, I'm going to let you know. And I'll bring this one up again. I brought this one up before. Fantastic Four, the last one that come out. That movie was trash. It was trash. I didn't like the story. I didn't like how they did it. I didn't like anything about the movie story wise. But what I did like, it looked good. I thought it looked good, and I thought it sounded good. I thought it had pretty killer sound. But I didn't like the story. But I bought it, because I got all the Marvel movies. I don't have this old stuff this come out, from years past. I like to get all that stuff. If you find that stuff, it's expensive. But guys, I just wanted to talk about some things. I don't understand why we just can't be happy that we get these movies. Yes, we want the best quality available. I want the best quality available. I want the movie to look good, and I want it to sound good. But for people to literally, trash these movies. Just trash them. They not that bad. They're not that bad. Honestly, you're doing yourself an injustice if you don't have this. If you like the Pirates of the Caribbean, because it's 4K, it's Atmos, and I'm telling you, it looks good and it sounds good. It does, and I'm pretty sure. The first version, the same version here. I don't think they did a remaster of another 4K. I'm pretty sure it's the same one. But I just think we do ourselves an injustice. You got these big movie critics, if you want to call them that. They get out there and they'll get out there and they'll do their little review on their movies, and they'll give the audio on a movie a 5 out of 10, or video they'll give it a 3.5 out of 10, and people will not go buy these movies because of what the negativity is. They won't and guys, it's just a matter of opinions. Okay, what I'm telling you, and I tell you, hey, it's worth the upgrade. I know you're taking my word for it. And just like you take these other reviewers or critics, that you taking their words for it. But a lot of times I hear them give a movie a high rating, or not a high rating, but like a low rating, and I'm like, there ain't no way. And their system's $40,000 better than mine. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about how the room's set up, how it's calibrated. There's a lot of variables that goes into things, I guess. I look at things from a different perspective, like I've already mentioned. I'm a movie lover. I'm not a movie critic. Now, these movie critics, they get out there and they'll bash movies to death, and they look for the bad. They sit there and with their pencils and write down, oh, that was bad right there. Oh, that was bad right there, and they never really talk about anything good. And I don't know. I don't know, guys. I hope this video is making some type of sense. It's making sense to me because I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know if I'm getting it out the way that that I want it to get out. But guys, 99% or even more percent of movies that come out, it's going to be better than the predecessor. It's going to look better. I'm talking about on 4K. It's going to look better. It really is. And these Blu-ray movies that I was talking about, some of them look really good, and it's hard to imagine that it can look better on 4K, but it should and it will. You know what I'm saying? If they got that good of a version on Okay, I'll give you another example. I love the movie Moneyball with Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill. I love that movie. I don't like, this is funny, I don't particularly like watching baseball, but I love movies about baseball, which I know is crazy, but I do. I do. Because it's just highlights, basically. You're going to see highlights and stuff that's happened, and it makes it good. So, but I bought, it's on iTunes on 4K, but they don't have a 4K disc, but they got it says a 4K scan of a Blu-ray or something like that. I wish I ought to just run in there and get it right fast and edit it out. But that movie looks good. And honestly, I could care less if they bring it to 4K. I mean, because it looks good. It's not something that I would have to have like some of these other movies I like to have. But I don't know, guys. Again, I think uh, we let some of these bigger people, or even some of the smaller people, uh, turn us away from something that we really should buy. Because I see the comments, I look at stuff, I check other things out, and I see comments. Man, I'm glad you said that. I ain't buying this movie, and I'm sitting there shaking my head, and I'm not going to say anything. But that's what happens. We listen to bigger names, and I think we cut ourselves short. Again, like the Pirates of the Caribbean, I think it's a shame people bash that movie so much that nobody wants it, and it's good. And I did a video on it, and people say, "Man, it's the worst movie." Not. They are not. They're not. Uh, I don't know, guys. This video has been very hard to do. This is the third time that my phone has quit. I've had too many pictures of stuff on my phone, so that's why this is the second break in the film, in the video here. Trying to get my phone, which was about dead, and had to delete some stuff off of it. Hopefully I'm gonna have me some kind of setup here soon. We can get some better videos coming, better quality and stuff, and some better videos. But guys, this whole ordeal here, um, I don't know. Um, we just it's not everybody, but most people, from what I see, they're just we're expecting a lot, and we should, because again, what they charge for these movies. Um, but we're not going to get anything perfect, and we're not going to get anything even close to perfect. I mean, yes, Titanic is awesome, Avatars is awesome, but they could be better in some arenas and some areas, and I mean we could just, and I've said this 100 times in this video, nitpick stuff, and we can talk trash about it. But honestly, I'm happy to get movies, happy to get them in and watch them. I mean, it just all boils down to some's good, some ain't, or whatever. I don't know, guys. Again, I hope this video is making sense to everybody. It's been hard to have to stop 3 times for one reason or the other, and try to keep my train of thought. Um, but honestly, we know what the future of physical media is going to be. You had Best Buy quit. Walmart is scrambling. I think Amazon is scrambling to try to catch up. We're not going to get an 8K disc. I mentioned that in some video here a while back. I don't remember which one it was. We're not going to get an 8K. 4K is just trying to catch traction right now, and there's no way they're going to try to introduce another format. Now, can they improve on the Blu-ray 4K disc to give it an even better quality and more storage? Yes, they can improve on the format that we have now. Do we need an 8K format? Absolutely not. That's why I don't really care. I mean, I would buy a projector if it's going to make my image quality from 4K look a little bit better. But I mean, I don't care if they bring out an 8K disc or anything like that. I mean, 4K has a good picture, and I think we're good with it. So, I think where we're at now is where we're going to be at as far as physical media goes. I think if they can improve on the storage capacity, that'll help with video quality and audio quality, because you have Kaleidoscape that has these large files, 100, some movies have 120 or something gigabytes, versus you can't put 100 on a disc. And then a lot of times Disney is the worst for compressing it down even further to a 60 gigabyte, 80 gigabyte, and then you get it and it still looks good and it still sounds good, but how much better could it be? You know, that's kind of, I mean, that's on their end, stuff that they need to be working on. But a lot of times we get movies in and they look good and people still complain. That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get. And I guess that's what this video is about, is, you know, I don't know. I know the argument can be heard on both sides of it. I really do. I get that. I understand that. I still think we hurt ourselves a lot of times, and maybe even hurt the format, because we as reviewers maybe say things and people not buy them, which that's kind of what we're supposed to do. But I don't know. I don't know. It's it's a delicate subject, and then it's not. So I don't know. All I know is I'll watch a movie in my setup and I give my opinion on it. I tell you if it looks good. If it looks good to me, if it sounds good to me, and that's what I say. Hey, it's definitely an upgrade. And then I have reviewed movies, and I've held the Blu-ray in my hand and the 4K in my hand. I say, guys, you know, if you just want the 4K, get it. But Blu-ray's just as good. I've done that on a few films. So it's really just a matter of opinions. So guys, this is a long video, and I hate it because I know I've said stuff that I didn't know my camera had stopped, and I didn't get to say it again. So I wish I could have kept my train of thought going. I wish my phone would have done right. Try to keep stuff deleted, but when these long videos, and I got other videos that I've filmed that they need to film some more stuff, but I've had other stuff to do, and my phone just gets full. So anyway, guys, that's my video for tonight. I'm getting tired. It's about time to go to bed. I'll get this video uploaded for tomorrow. But guys, that's it. Let's have a discussion below. Drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think, guys. Are we nitpicking? Or do we, or are we just all gonna band together and try to force these studios to give us the best quality available? That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. But honestly, I'm just happy to get. I ain't gonna say I'm happy to get what we got, but I am happy to get what I got, if that makes sense. So anyway, guys, that's my video tonight. I may lose some of you on this, but I mean that's where I stand. I'm a movie lover. I ain't a movie critic. I look for the good, not the bad. I look for the bad, but I'm looking at the good. I want to be positive, and if there's something just flat out wrong, I'll let you know. I mean, you know, it's not all bed of roses all the time. So I mean, there'll be some stuff that's bad. So anyway, guys, I'm rambling because I'm tired. So that's my video. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop down in the comments, give me your thoughts, and we'll definitely see you again in the next video.